Good morning from Cairo. Okay. Yeah, it's morning. For once, we're actually up in the morning.
Yeah, it's 10:45.
Yay! Usually we don't get out till, 1, whatever. But we are here during Ramadan, so we want to make sure that we're done with things so people can close up to go home for iftar. So, anyway, today's adventure is the National Museum of Ancient Civilization.
It's pretty impressive. It looks really cool.
Also, I said it wrong. It's the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization.
Yeah.
So Cairo actually has quite a few museums. Like, there's 10 huge ones on the must-see museums of Cairo. We have picked 2 of them to do, maybe add more depending on how the kids do. We've picked 2 while we're in town. So the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization has a lot of the artifacts. The other one we'll go to has King Tut's tomb. So, first impressions though, number 1, walking through security to the museum here has amazing views. There's a huge mosque out in the background. Because the entrance is sloped, you get to go up above, which means you get to see a lot. Pretty excited about that. The other thing, it cost us 840 Egyptian pounds to get in, so just right under $30 for the whole family, which is pretty awesome, especially after going places where the museums are exponentially more. There's museums in Europe, sometimes you're running $30 per person. So that definitely makes it, if you're oh, we don't like museums because they're expensive, don't worry about that here. Make sure you hit it.
The first section of the museum we came into was the textiles.
What'd you learn?
There's this stuff, I can't remember what it's called already.
The linen?
The linen, and they wash it and you smash it together so hard that it weaves itself together to
makes
sure
the pleats in their clothing, which was a sign of wealth. This section is beautiful. Definitely bring a jacket with you, because even if it's hot outside, the AC in here is fantastic. But we're learning about all the things that they use to dye the different linens. They have some,
grenade shells.
What's pomegranate?
And flip-flops were firstly
A pomegranate shell?
In France, I call it. In France, it's called grenade, so I call it.
Do you guys like learning about that?
Yeah, but just one thing. I want to show you an ancient flip-flop.
Those ancient flip-flops.
Does it look very
bed.
comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
I could sleep on the lamb's bed.
Yeah, I could use ancient flip-flops.
Turns out their beds actually were made out of a cloth,
And you
not
get your
from a fur.
rag.
You gonna sleep in a bed like that?
Flip-flops.
The ancient flip-flops and the lion-footed beds.
Look at this. And
So we're gonna keep exploring and then we'll show you the next
can
section.
I show you something?
We have left the textiles exhibit. We are headed to the royal mummy. I have read places that there's an extra fee. We haven't paid one yet, so I'll get back to you in a few minutes on that one. But we are super excited to be here. So starting, they have a beautiful display here. We've already seen a little bit of the royal family from modern times, 1925. They have in the textiles area. Now we're going ancient mummies.
You couldn't
So
film it there.
you cannot film in the pharaoh's area.
And you have to be very quiet. Or else
yeah,
their
to keep it
bodies
dark
will
and
be
quiet, keep things safe. Totally respect, and I also love that hopefully we can convince you to come see it yourself. It is truly magnificent. It has the best preserved mummies in the world. In addition to that,
magnificent hair.
oh yeah, the hair's cool. So in addition to having a really cool thing, you also will find all of the Ramses. So we're headed to Valley of the Kings, and when you get there, you can pick to go into the different burial chambers. We're going to make sure we go into Ramses 6 because it's supposed to be the most ornate, but we'll probably pick a few others as well. Yeah. So this upper level has the history of Egypt, where the Coptic Christians came in, when the Muslims took over. It goes through the history. It's very, very well explained, which we're enjoying. In following the pharaohs and the mummies downstairs, you go through and it follows the reign of Egypt, which tells you who the parents are from each one, and you can kind of see the rise and fall of Egypt through there. Loving how much they respected women as leaders here. It's really fun to learn about. Egypt had some truly badass women in the help next to their husbands who were pharaohs or leading on their own. But we're really enjoying seeing all of the ornate pieces here. And on this upper level, you just follow the arrows, which is actually quite nice, and it leads you through all the different dynasties. So we are enjoying our walk through this area and learning more. We just got to where this corner is all of Coptic Egypt, this is all of Islamic Egypt, so we're going to go learn a little more about that. Walking out of the main museum area. Smells phenomenal, so we're gonna go check out the cafe here. You can also see the lake out the windows, and it is stunning. It makes me excited to get outside today. So we've stopped for lunch, got the caffeine going. The boys are waiting on pizza. Roxy's waiting on her chicken nuggets. We have a great view of the lake behind us, and the staff has been so kind. So to give you an idea, we got 4 drinks and enough food for all of us, and we spent a grand total of $25 US. So $25.80, not too bad. Realistic in a museum setting in a tourist area, pretty impressive overall. And
we spent like $15 because everything is so cheap. Like you get like a good example is McDonald's, right? Because you can compare US to here. A Big Mac meal at McDonald's here is like $2.80. Drink, fries.
Yeah, same as there was a Carl's Jr. at the mall here. Well, they call it Hardee's still. So there's a Hardee's in the mall, and the chicken meal that I usually get that's around $6.80 in the US
seems
is
to be
$3.11.
like standard across the board with all food.
Anyway, we're gonna enjoy some lunch, and then we'll show you outside the museum here.
When you come to the museum, they have something called Kimet that they'll offer to you if you have kids. So you do 5 activities. You learn about things, and then you get to like play with mosaic tiles, make bracelets and stuff like that, draw pictures.
So it's about $12 per kid, this whole area for them to learn about ancient Egypt for the kids. So we decided we're gonna go for it and let the kids experience that today, and then they'll tell us all about it when they get finished up. You pretty excited?
Yeah.
Like people taste like crab.
Crab people,
Crab people look like people taste like crab.
If you understood that reference, yes, we are bad parents. On the flip
we
side,
don't even
the kids are just dancing. They are so excited to go. So
Kimet!
into Kimet. Now the cool thing is it takes an hour and 15 minutes, and we get to go around without them. So the lower level is where you drop your kids. There's seats there so you can sit, charge your phone, hang out. I'm gonna head out to the lake. If you didn't want your kids to go through the museum, if they're afraid of mummies, anything like that, it's actually an option that would be awesome. I've lost the other half. So we're gonna go enjoy without them. So we're headed out to enjoy the outdoor sunshine in the lake. Now that we've dropped the kids off, they do have what looks like a bunch of shops and things. They're not open now. I don't know if it's something that is seasonal or if they just, now that the museum's a little older, don't open up. A bunch of them say coming soon signs on them, so maybe it's in the works still. It's beautiful out here. I'm sure there's events.
But I think there's like a hotel here.
Oh, is there?
I think that's what the Golden Pharaoh or whatever that sign says, because when you go down there it says something hospitality. You get like access to all the grounds and the lake and stuff if it's like a resort that's attached to the...
It's beautiful out here though. And you can see a lot of Cairo over in the distance, and I love the views. Now we got to the museum at right about 11 o'clock. It was actually fairly quiet then. As we finished the museum, that's when the tour groups really start showing up. It was crazy busy while we were eating our lunches.
You can definitely do it without it. Like, all
yeah, you don't need a guide here.
English,
yes.
You just have to read everything.
So there's plaques for everything that you need to see, which is nice. Behind us, where the lake is, you just walk down a few steps, and then that's pretty much it. It's a great view, but you can't like walk through. And then out this other side here is just a beautiful way to look out. So we're just finding a few places to look while the kids are playing. Now, to put your mind at ease about us just dropping our kids in some random spot, or if you want to consider it, they do have it massively secured. So I have a receipt that has my name and the kids' names. I can't pick them up without that receipt. In addition, there are 4 levels of security guards outside that make sure that nobody is down there who didn't bring a child with them, basically. So it's a very, very safe place for the kids to be. So we just picked up the kids from downstairs. Did you guys have fun?
Wait, we got each other. Oh yeah.
Let's see what you made.
So we got bracelets.
So you get to make these bracelets.
And then you get coloring pictures, and I made the eye of horror into the face of horror.
I made a flower into a kiss request.
No, it's not.
So they get to draw with mosaics. What else did you learn? What did you
We
do?
did like this knitting thing, kind of. It's like
To make the
one with
linens?
all of the and sadly we didn't get to finish it because we only have 15.
You get to work on the loom. So they have kids get 5 stations in to go around and do activities, and each station is 15 minutes.
And you pay an extra 30.
You do pay an extra 30 pounds, so that's about $1 to keep the bracelet. Otherwise, they'll just make them and then tear them apart and put them back. So all in all, we've had a great day here. Next, we're gonna go explore. But always, before we leave anywhere, bathrooms before we leave, because you never know when we might find one again. Just left the museum. You see the area that we showed before. It's out here. It is under construction still, so there is a chance, depending on when you come, that will be finished and you'll be allowed to walk around. Right now they have guards keeping you away because construction equipment is clearly unsafe, but you can tell by the rest of the grounds that it is very, very clean. Thanks for exploring the museum with us. Check out our other videos to see what we do in Cairo and where you need a guide versus where you don't.